Well, you know, it's part of our business. First of all, Doug, we all are in this business. We understand, from general managers, presidents. We all, it's not forever. There's very few jobs in this league that are forever, and what you can do, you have to do the best job you can do, and maybe it's not good enough. And I don't know what happened in Memphis. I know, in my humble opinion, I felt like David was doing an excellent job. He had some injuries, the trade. They was, talking about rebuilding and going with a young group. But again, I'm not in their locker room. I'm not in their front office. But you hate to see a fellow coach go down who you feel like is doing a good job. And I think people around the league know the coaches that are doing a good job. And I thought David was doing a good job. But again, I'm not in their organization, and I don't know what their mindset is, or their goals are, what their purpose is. But that's my humble opinion.
He strikes me as kind of a lifer who's worked his way up to his assistant for a lot of years and finally got a shot. You were sort of in that,
right.
I was seat way back then.
It's the same thing. I went through the same thing in Minnesota. We were 20-20, and we were in the playoff hunt at that time, and it wasn't good enough. So again, you had to put my bootstraps and keep going. And Dave will be fine. He's, like you said, he's a lifer. He's won championships. So he will, be fine in our league. But you hate to see a guy go down in that situation. And, we talk about holding guys accountable. And it sounds like, to me, I wasn't there, but it sounds like you're holding a player accountable, or some players accountable, and that happens. So you got to have the organization behind you. Again, I don't know what happened, and I can't comment on the specifics.
But that is a thing, having the president and the general manager back. You've seen it with Pop, you see it with Eric, you see it with all the long-timers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing?
But that's the most important thing. That's what you have here. You have ownership, you have Masai, you have Bobby, and you had Jeff here for a long time, in your corner. If anything was due with holding players accountable, they have you back. And that's the most important thing of having consistent culture. Now, that's culture. Everybody talks about offense being culture, defense being – that's not culture. Culture is the organization from top to bottom being on the same page for, holding players accountable. If they're late, if they're on time, not doing what they're supposed to do within the organization, that's culture. How you establish that, how you maintain that, and how you police it from top to bottom is culture. Offensive style of play, defensive style of play is not culture. I hear that all the time, and it's a very overused word in basketball. It's culture, but culture is how you live, how you hold players accountable. Again, I can only speak for our organization, and I know Masai. We're all held at a high standard, from starting with him on down.
Brett Brown spoke about that yesterday, culture not being an overused and misunderstood word.
It is.
In sports.
It is. It really is, Doug. And one thing I can say for here, over the years we've been here, we've set a style of play to nauseam. I know you guys get tired. You got tired of hearing about process, the growth early. And some people I'm sitting here looking at used to get on me all the time about talking about but it is. You can't have a culture in one day, or just because you talk about it. It's got to be established over a period of time, and there's going to be ups and downs. And we've had them here, and again, we're still building. And you may have to reset the culture, and that's what we did this year. And it's an ongoing process. It's a day-to-day process that never ends.
JV had that rough night in Indy. What did you like about what he was able to do in that sort of bounce-back game against Atlanta?
Well, he had a rough night because of personnel. It wasn't from JV out there, lollygagging around, not playing hard. He was trying, but sometimes as a coaching staff, we can't put him in a position where he is going against someone that he can't match with or whatever, and things he can't control. So I thought. In the Atlanta game, he had Dedmon, who he could guard. He had a matchup he had, and he was very successful in that. And so, again, people talk about players are not, as long as the basket's 10 foot high, big guys going to have a place in our game at some point. There, maybe nights where they go small and you can't. It doesn't mean that the guy's not valuable. Jonas is a skilled player. He's valuable, and so it's those nights. And again, he just had a good matchup, with Dedmon.
Did should have
tomorrow's
another
matchup?
win.
Well, he will definitely have one tomorrow night with Howard, who's one of the most dynamic big guys in the league. So, that'll be a good matchup for he, Yak, and Lucas.